In today's video, let's talk about how I lost my final 12 pounds with exercising only 1 to 2 times a week. Hello, my name is Becky Choi. I am your postpartum corrective exercise specialist. I help mamas to go from here to here. So within 5 months, I lost 12 pounds. Now let's talk about how I lost this weight. Now this is not my first time trying to lose weight. If you're a newer mama, maybe within the first year postpartum, there's a better video for you to watch how I lost 35 pounds postpartum. But if you're somebody who is trying to lose weight, maybe your years postpartum, this is a better video for you because I have been trying to do this weight loss for the last 3 years, and the last 2-3 times I failed it. I could not lose the 12 pounds that I wanted to. Now, before I begin, these 12 pounds is not something that I need to lose to be healthy. I was already healthy, I have some muscles on me, but I wanted to lose it because I felt that I would look better in clothes, I look better on pictures, I have a less bloated of a belly, and I can keep it better. I like that number as well. 12 pounds was the goal that I had for myself. I was at 124 pounds. But also, 10 pounds, when we think about it, it might not seem like that much, but when I'm holding this 10-pound dumbbells, it's actually quite heavy. If you just go and try and lift a 10-pound dumbbells, this is how much weight that got off my body. I'm like, oh, this is actually quite heavy. I have a lot of friends and family around my circle. They often tell me, I wanted to lose weight, I wanted to lose 10 pounds, or I should really go do some exercises, or I should really focus on my eating, right? They say it, but at the same time, they don't really have a plan. They might be doing yoga, they might be going to classes, boot camps, going to do Pilates, and maybe going to the gym and do some treadmills. Have you ever heard of that saying, without a plan, you plan to fail? Those movements are great. You're going out and about, you're doing some exercising, you're doing something great for your body, but they are not going to be enough for you to lose weight. They will help you to maintain it, to feel good, but it's not enough. Exercises is actually not the most important component, I have to tell you. It's actually nutrition. Nutrition is the main thing that helped me get through this last 12 pounds. Now, you have to kind of pick and choose. If you really like exercising and you have the time to exercise, by all means, exercise is amazing for you, great for your body. It will help you to speed up the result. But I didn't have that much time, and believe it or not, even my kids are older now and they are in school, and I work from home. I still don't feel like I have enough time. And that's why, people kept telling me I don't have enough time, I don't have enough time. I totally get that. But that's why throughout this journey, I actually only worked out most of the time 1 to 2 times a week when my kids goes to their activities, and the gym was right beside the activity center, and I was able to do the workout. Now, earlier I told you I tried 3 times in the last 3 years to lose this 12 pounds, and I fell short every single time. Every time I lost maybe 5 pounds or 6 pounds, then I kind of fold my towels and it's done. You can even see one of the video from last year, just before I went on a boat cruise. I was trying to lose the weight so I can look and feel better on the boat cruise, and you saw I think I lost 5-6 pounds there, and then I gained all that weight back, right? So I'm so excited to share with you these 8 tips that actually helped me to reach that goal this time. Let's dive right in. Now, the first tip I have for you is get rid of your old belief. And for me specifically, is get rid of that all or nothing aggressive approach. I was being very aggressive over the last 5 years when I was trying to lose the weight, postpartum weight, as well as the last 3 years, even trying to lose weight. I was being aggressive with my calories, with the portion control container and everything. And it helped me with the losing that 35 pounds after my second pregnancy. And even after my first pregnancy, I lost that weight. So I always thought that if I'm just being aggressive, I'm just gonna keep going, I'm just gonna suck it up, I'm gonna do this, I will lose the weight quickly, and then I would just go back to whatever my normal routine is. That was kind of that belief that I had, I just wanted to lose that weight quick and fast and then go back to my normal life. But I have to tell myself this time, I'm gonna have to use a longer vision, longer approach to do this properly. I don't want it to have something that is quick and then I'm just end up gonna gain all the weight back and then have to redo that process again. I really wanted to see this as a personal development and a learning journey for me instead of that all or nothing. So if you have something that is holding you back, an old belief that oh, I have done this way in the past, I'm definitely gonna do that again, I know I can do that, this might be the reason that is holding you back. Like I say, I lost 4 or 5 pounds and that was it. I couldn't do more because the approach was just too aggressive. I was hungry, I was craving food, I gave up and just telling myself that, oh, you know what, I lost 4 or 5 5 pounds already. I felt good. It's enough for me. You know, that's kind of that lie that I'm telling myself. And then I forget about the goals that I set in the beginning. Now, goal setting is actually very, very important. This is the foundations on anything. You need to know exactly what you want. I'm not going to go into too much details about goal setting because that's really another episode on itself. But I do have a video. If you check out that video, how do you reach your fitness goals in 2024, that would be that video for you to watch about goals and mindset. But this, I want to give you more strategic steps to help you to reach the goal. So get rid of that old belief, whatever you believe in the past, instill some new belief, listen to what I have to say here, read a book, personal development, like you're going to learn some new information. And it's important for you to focus on a long-term vision. Before, I would be like, you know what, I'm going to lose this 12 pounds in 6 weeks, 2 pounds a week, I can do it. I'm just going to suck it up. I'm going to just do it in 6 weeks. And that's how I failed. Focus on a longer term approach, however it takes. I'm just gonna get there, but I'm gonna take it on my own time. There's no timeline, there's no boundary around me. I'm just gonna take my own time. So that's kind of that saying in my head. And that really helped me to lose the 12 pounds. Now, the second tips I have for you, and this is the strategy that I use to actually make it happen. I track my calories and proteins on my app. So I have my Tummy Warrior Fitness app. That's what my client use, but I actually don't get my clients to track their calories, only if they want to, like maybe they're later in the program, because my program is more for the postpartum moms. But anyhow, I'm not here to talk about my program, but you can use any apps like MyFitnessPal or anything to track your calories. This is exactly how I did it. I used to use portion control. I used to just kind of like a portion control with container or portion control without container, more like plating. And I used to just focus more on the protein than the calories. Anyhow, this time I told myself I'm gonna track everything, but instead of focusing on both protein and calories, I'm gonna put a major focus on tracking calories, because the formula of losing weight is calories in, calories out. So as long as you know how much calories you're eating a day and you eat below your maintenance calorie, you're going to lose weight. So that's exactly what I did. I set myself a calories goal. In the beginning, I was still actually approaching that aggressive approach at 1200 calories. And if you know 1200 is actually quite aggressive, that's probably the lowest. It should be the lowest that anybody should go, but it shouldn't be for a prolonged period. But anyhow, I did go set that setting for about 3 weeks, and then I start to really see that, you know what, I really have to let go of that aggressive approach. And I learned about that too in this journey. So again, in an app, it will usually tell you what your calories goals are based on your weight, based on your height, based on a couple of other things, women or men. And then also it will calculate the macro, which is the carbs, fats, and the protein. Now, carbs and fat, I didn't care too much, but I wanted to preserve my muscle mass because I already had some muscles on me. I don't want to lose the muscles. Like, yes, I wanted to get leaner, but I don't want to lose my muscles. So I make sure that I'm still eating enough protein, but to me, protein is fine. Like, I don't have to hit like exactly that amount, because I have tried that again in the past year. I focus both calories and protein. It ends up confusing me a lot, because I'm like, if I'm eating this much more protein, I'm gonna eat more calories. What am I gonna do? So this time I really just focus on the calories. If I cannot hit the protein, I can't hit the protein. It's fine, because I already have some muscles on me, so I don't need to look super bulky. Like, that wasn't my goal. I don't want it to look like super toned, like, you know, bikini model competition, that type. Like, just wanted to look lean and fit, and you know, that's just my goal. So tracking, everything is on the app, but you have to weigh in your food. You have to put your food on a scale to see how much exactly you're eating, and so that way you will know. And if you don't know, just Google it. Like, let's say the sandwich that I bought, and how much calorie is it, and then I just Google it. It will give you a rough estimate on how much calories there are. But at the same time, this leads me to my third tip for you. It's eat what you wanted to eat, but make sure you track them. So I do go out and buy food. I do Coke, and I would say Monday to Friday I'm pretty good with just eating at home, and I do buy what I like to eat. So like I like to eat seafood, I like to eat steak, or I like French fries and stuff like that. So I buy them, but you know, it's in a package, let's say the French fries, and I know how much I'm eating because I'm weighing them and then I input into my tracker. I like my seafood, so I make sure I buy shrimp, even times that I bought like lobster, and then so I can cook it myself. I know exactly how much I'm eating because I weighing in on that lobster, how much lobster meats there are, and then I input it into the tracker. Now on the weekend, sometimes I would go out and buy food, and so that's why I would still log it in by roughly estimating how much calories there are. If I know the protein, then I would track the protein. If you're buying packaged food, let's say my kids love lasagna, so the packaged frozen lasagna, I take a barcode on the label, and then I weigh in on how much I'm eating, and then it just tracks everything for you. It's so easy. So I wouldn't restrict on how much stuff that I'm like what I am eating. I do focus on the quality of the products though, quality of the food, organic, non-GMO, wild caught, grass-fed. Like these are the type that I care because I do care about the inflammations in my body. But as long as you track, you are gonna know with the data, because without the data, it's so hard for you to make sense on like why is your weight is not moving, why is your scale is actually going up instead of going down. You need to know what you're eating. Now the 4 tips I have for you is to take a weekly break, 1 meal break from hitting the calories. So Monday to Friday I'm pretty good. Saturday, Sunday the kids are home, we might be going out, there are parties going on, but so I will leave 1 meal that I'm not gonna track my calories. So let's say you have 1500 calories to play with. You're going to eat 500 calories, right? Maybe breakfast 500 for lunch. It doesn't matter, but I'm just giving you an example. You could be eating 200 calories breakfast and then at a snack here, and then at 12 o'clock you eat something. But just for the sake of easy calculation, 500. And then normally you would have a 500 calories left for dinner time. And so instead of like, okay, making sure you're eating another 500 calories, I'm just gonna go all out and like I'm gonna eat with my friend, because like dessert and drinks and alcohol, those are the things that are very easily adding up to the calories. I'm just gonna eat whatever. So that would be that 1 meal that I would not care about how much I'm eating. So usually I save it. I definitely would save it for eating out. The thing is, I would still track it. Yes, even though I don't care that I am over the calories, but I will still track it to see how much I'm actually over the calories. Sometimes I will be surprised. Oh wow, I ate that much. I only am over 200 calories than the 500. Oh, I ate that much as 1,000 calories. And so like you will start to have an idea after a while tracking of like how much food you have been eating. But then don't get into the trap of like, oh, okay, now I know, I'm just gonna eyeball it and I'm just gonna go by intuitively eating. That is not gonna help. I thought I tried in the past and it did not help me, didn't serve me. The 5th tip I have for you is to take a 4 days break every 6 to 8 weeks. So at around 6 to 8 weeks mark, you are going to have more craving than usual. And for me, I feel like that was the case. I just wanted to have more freedom in the way I eat. I am craving some food that I haven't eaten for a while. Usually I would save it for the weekend, but sometimes you just want to keep eating. So every 6 to 8 weeks, depending on how I felt, I would give myself a 4-day break. So that means I am just not gonna track anything. So that was really helpful for me during Christmas time, during Thanksgiving, New Year time, and actually even some mid-January, I was just having this craving and I just didn't want it to track. And so like those were the good timing for me to just take a 4-day break. And so I took that break. I didn't care. I did not track during the 4-day break. I didn't track, and then so I just eat kind of whatever I wanted. My weight didn't jump up too much. It did go up a little bit, but actually wasn't that much. Now, the 6 tips I have for you is to weigh in daily. If it's not daily, every other day is absolutely a must. I find that if I weigh in daily, in the morning, right after we wake up, and I weigh in and I see the scale, I log it into my app, I see what I'm trending. It gives me a discipline in terms of, oh, this is where I am at, and I am gonna just remind myself that I need to continue to track my food. Tracking the food would be the most tedious part to do, but because when I weigh in daily, I know where I am at. It reminds me of, okay, you know what? I need to trust the process. I need to keep on doing what I'm doing. This is actually fun. Like when I see this as like a journey instead of like being aggressive, like why am I not losing weight? Like I'm already starving myself. Why am I not losing weight? But when you see this as like, you know what, I'm just gonna learn and go with the flow. I trust this process. I know the weight eventually gonna come down, but I just need to keep repeating and rinsing. My body is just adjusting to myself. My body is smart. I'm going to just keep on going, and eventually that weight really did come off. It did test me. I think for a good 2 to 3 weeks. I'll show you in a graph in just a second. But like 2 to 3 weeks testing me like crazy. I was to a point maybe, would this really work? But it did. I trusted that process. Okay, now here is specifically what I ate. As I told you, in October, I was being aggressive, 1,000 calories only, 111, 1110. I know I could handle it. I mean, yeah, it's not the best idea, but I know I could do it. So I kept eating that much, right? 112, 1150, like that. But you can tell every weekend I am eating. I had a 1 meal break, and then so in November I was still doing that. But until I'm like, you know what, I need to up my calories. So by around here, I took a 4-day break, end of November, and then I changed my strategy. I increased my calorie up to 1,400-ish. So I was trying to eat around that to hit that goal. Right, I'm still taking break, and sometimes I'm under the calories. And then so the one that is empty here, I probably have gathering here, I didn't track. On those days that I did not track, I probably eat a lot more. So that will add up to my average overall total calories. So I probably would be eating around 1,450 if you average it out, maybe even 1,500 or more. December 22nd, after December 22nd, December 31st, I was on a break. I was on a longer break this time. And then so I came back and I continued to track. Did I eat 971? Maybe I didn't track one thing. They must not be this little. But I kept tracking. But you know what? You can see I was pretty disciplined in the tracking, but I continued to increase my calories a little bit more now. 1,492, you can see I was trying to hit about 1,490 calories now. And sometimes I go over. This is the day that I track and I know I was over. And then, yeah, there you go. At the end of the January, I was at around 1,400 calories and I was successfully hitting my 111 pounds at that time. Now, the 7th tip I have for you is to enjoy gathering, but plan for it as much as possible. And I don't have a huge family, but we have a good size of 10, 15 people in the family. And so somebody's always birthday, there's always some gathering, there's always some event going on. I would plan for it whenever it's possible. If I cannot save it, weekly 1 meal for that occasion, I would try to plan for it. Let's say I would lower my calories strategically for breakfast and lunch, so then I can have a lot more calories for the dinner time. So I would definitely do that, because usually, a gathering, a party, or going out for dinner is not like a whole day thing, right? You can plan around it as long as you know a couple days beforehand. Even just like if I know that I have something tomorrow, I can plan for it tomorrow. You don't have to be so restrictive on like eating so limited of food, and you have more choices to choose to. And it will be helpful for you too if you know the menu beforehand and just pick out the food that you wanted to eat. That would be very helpful. And so then you can roughly estimate how much calories, and then you can plan the breakfast and lunch and whatever snack that you want to. Okay, so if you're interested in what I'm eating, let's take a look. Let's pick something. I'm not sure. I'm just picking anything here. So breakfast, I had mixed berry. I had coffee with sugar, egg, spinach, a toast, cheese, and deli turkey for breakfast. Lunch, I have a shake, protein shake, some cashew. And see, cashew, I still weigh in on how much, 3 grams. I probably had like 2 cashew or something. And then dinner time, I have a pita bread, some vegetable mix, and beef brisket. Snacks, I have chicken pizza, grilled chicken, apple. So you see, these are like common items. I eat pizza, I eat bread, I drink a coffee, I take a shake. So and then I track everything. And protein, that day I hit 97 grams. So I believe the whole time I was around trying to hit around 100 to 110, I can't remember. It was about 30% of the calories that I needed to hit. So I was pretty close to that day. And so let's pick another day for fun. Let's just do, I don't know, let's do 1291 here on the weekend here. So for breakfast, I had beef. I don't know why I had beef that day. Avocado spray, cheese, sugar. I had coffee every morning almost. And then some eggs and some buttermilk. Oh, you know what? The beef was from like a leftover. I just kind of put it into my pancake. Egg omelet to make it together. Lunch, I have protein shake because that's quick and easy for me with banana and strawberry. Snack, I have just some chestnuts. And then I have some dark chocolate for snacks. So see, you need to eat what you like to eat. I wanted my dark chocolate, so I ate it. And then dinner time, I had pasta, Mariana sauce. But again, see, I need to weigh in. I knew I was eating 82 grams of pasta. I had 1 teaspoon of olive oil. I have 50 milliliter of Mariana sauce, the tomato sauce. And how many meatballs? So meatball, we make homemade meatballs, so I kind of have an idea of roughly, okay, how much ground beef and ground pork mixed together. So it was just a rough estimate, but I Googled it. I knew it was roughly this much, so I input 1 serving, because on the apps, it will ask you, do you want to do by weigh in by grams, by ounce, by 1 serving, 1 cup, and etc. So this is how I do it. Now, just for fun, maybe let's pull in 1 more. Let's go to another month. Let's do November. Let's do something on the weekend. Okay, let's take a look here. Dinner, I had Korean style fried chicken. Yeah, see, I'm telling you, sushi. On the weekends, I like to just eat some stuff that I buy out. And then lunch, I had spinach, I had coffee. I think this is more breakfast. I just didn't input it correctly on the breakfast and lunch. It doesn't matter. I just needed to know the calories. And then snack, I had or another meal, I had a protein shake and apple. So because I had a lower calories, you have been seeing that I input a lot of protein shake in it. Which is what works for me because it is a lower calories. It gives me that protein that I needed. I have 101 grams of protein here, and that worked for me. So yeah, incorporate protein shake in your diet is very helpful. Now, the 8 tips I have for you is personal development, whether it is getting a coach to help you, whether it is reading a book or listening to a YouTube video like this one. So it will help you to sustain your momentum, reaffirming that what you're doing is correct and telling you that this is going to work for you. Because when you're personally developing yourself, your skills, your knowledge, you're going to feel more confidence in your approach and your structure. If you're able to hire a coach, definitely I would do that. The coach will give you that structure and plan and help you to be motivated and stay disciplined. Now, there's a difference in terms of you being ready or not ready. Like the coach is definitely doing her job to give you that structure and plan and coach you and guide you. But if you're not ready, like how I was, like I have 2-3 years ago, I had the coach to help me got somewhere. But because I wasn't really ready to really reach that level of success and goals, I failed. So by having a coach, personal development, developing yourself, knowledge, looking at the long term would be so helpful for you to stay consistent and motivated. We haven't talked a lot about specific food because it really doesn't matter what you eat if you're focusing on just losing weight. You can eat chocolate, you can eat ice cream. I have that. You can eat all of them all day as long as the calorie is within your bracket, then you're okay, you're fine, you're okay. At the same time, I don't want you to be too aggressive with your calories level neither. You do want to, let's say, aim for about 1/2 pound per week. So there are a lot of calculators that does that for you. I think MyFitnessPal even just do that. I think that's a good app for you to start with there. You don't want to be too aggressive so your calories bracket is not too aggressive neither. And finally, I wanted to touch point on like the exercises, right? I only did 1 to 2 exercises per week. When I did more exercises during some period where I did like 4 exercises per week, it did help me to lose weight a little bit faster. I could see that. But even when I did 1 to 2 times a week, I still lost the weight, right? Exercises is more a secondary thing. Now, again, I wanted to just say that this is all your final 12 pounds. If you have a lot of weight to lose, you definitely need to do exercises because it will be just so much easier for you on your journey, and it's needed too. Now, I wanted to share with you my data on the journey. journey. So on October the 1st, I started tracking calories. I was being aggressive, as I told you, 1200 calories. So I lost a lot of water weight right away. And I kept losing weight. It was pretty easy for me. I'm just gonna suck it up. I'm just gonna do it. But probably by about first week of November, so about 6 weeks in, I was having the fatigue again. I was on the blink of like, oh my god, this is not gonna work. I'm pretty happy now at 115, which is exactly the trap that I was in. The last few years, I got to 115. I was like, oh, I'm happy now. I think I can just stop. That's exactly what happened. And I gave up and I finished it. I called it a day. And then so this time, no, I'm not going to let this happen to me again. I really wanted to get to like 110 to 112. That's kind of that range that I wanted to get into. I'm going to get there. Like, it's just a few more pounds. So instead of me, I was like, oh, should I just be aggressive again? But I was at the blink of giving up. How could I keep on being so aggressive? So I dialed up my calories level to about 1450. I'll show you the chart. And then you can see for a while I'm just maintaining this weight. It was November wasn't for us, me in Canada, there wasn't too many things going on in November, not like Thanksgiving in the States, but I was just hovering at this weight for a while. And then so I also took a diet break. I'm like, okay, I need a break. I just needed to get out of this. And then when I went back to it, I focused, I got disciplined, I kept going. I was talking to a fitness coach, and I was just reading some stuff too, to educate myself, to motivate myself. And the weight finally went down, went below 115 for the first time. I was so happy. And then you can see it went back up to 116. It was around Christmas time now, right? Middle of December, there are lots of gathering, lots of things going on. So I kept tracking, but you can see for a long time, this is a horizontal line. It was not moving anywhere. But the thing I was happy about, though, even though yes, there were several occasions, I had 3 big party in my house during this December. I didn't want it to have that feeling that I have to be restrictive, because I hated it, and that's exactly what I tell my clients, not to restrict. But I was happy. I actually did not gain much weight during this time. So I kept going. So now it's in January. I'm like, oh my God, when am I ever going to break 114 now? And so I did. I think there was one time that I broke 113, and then, but it's just hovering there. But then I kept going, and it dropped down to 111. So that was January the 30th. I'm like, oh my God, I got it. I hit it. And then I took a break. Now I have been taking a break. But now I'm going to reverse my diet and see where that weight will go. But yes, so that's kind of that journey. So now that I have lost the weight, I am going to do a reverse dieting to bring my calories level back up to 2,000. 2,000 is a lot of food. I don't know if I really want to be 2,000, but I'm going to get myself back up to there. I'm around 1,500 right now, so about 500 calories that I wanted to move up slowly and progressively to go up there, so that I am not gaining my weight back, right? I lost the 12 pounds in 5 months. It was hard work. It was not easy. So I need to still be weighing my food, looking at my calories, and moving my calories up back to 2,000. So it's another journey that I'm gonna have to go through, and I would love to share with you later on once I'm there, to see how I felt about reverse dieting. Because losing it is one thing, keeping it is also another thing. That is a lot of time people don't tell you. When you lose the weight, okay, how are you gonna keep it? So that's what I'm gonna share with you next time. So if you're liking this video, consider subscribe to my channel. Check out my Instagram as well, BeckyChoi_. I share a lot more behind the scene and fun things with you. If you're a mama with diastasis recti, with the bulging belly, check out all of my other videos on the channel, which is what this channel is about. Awesome, talk to you later. Bye-bye.